How are my levels? Sweet. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Love Uninterrupted. I am Love, and I've been gone for a couple of weeks, and now I'm back, obviously. So if you are new here, welcome in, and if you are returning, I'm happy to talk to you again. So the last couple of weeks I feel like saying I've been like going through an initiation, but I've definitely been pulled in a specific direction. And I, before I started sharing messages, I just wanted to go through it myself. And I have been in the study of shamanic Egyptian spirituality, or the Egyptian shamanic mysteries. And so I have on this channel, like maybe 2 years ago, offered messages from the goddess Isis. And at that time, when I was delivering messages, I essentially said, like, if you are drawn to this message, then you're likely an initiate of Isis. And I still feel that holds true. And so some of the messages that I will begin offering are going to be rooted in Egyptian mysteries or Egyptian shamanism. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this message really quickly. So first off, you are in the process of experiencing alchemy. Experiencing it, facilitating it. And this message is, it's sort of twofold, but I don't even know if I need to say that, but this is definitely a message about alchemy, right? So the frequency of alchemy activates our ability and our remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Now, side note, for the last couple of nights, I have been watching The Discovery of Witches on Netflix. And the main character in that show, she is a witch, and her formal study is in alchemy. And so I thought that this message was really interesting when it popped up, because it's sort of been what I've been tuned into, and also just, seeking ancient texts on my own to learn more about alchemy. Now, some of you may be familiar with alchemy as it relates to like the process of transforming matter, particularly from metal to gold. If any of you have read Paulo Coelho's book, and of course the name of that book just escaped my mind as soon as his name came out of my mouth. It's what is the name of that book? The Alchemist, right? So if any of you have read The Alchemist, then you probably have an idea of what alchemy is: the ability to transform, to change matter, like to literally change matter. And so this message may resonate with you for that reason, because you are actually in the practice or in the action or the activity of actually alchemizing matter. But I think more on a spiritual metaphysical, or better said, esoteric sense, alchemy is associated with transformation, the transformation of yourself. We can think about alchemy, and we can think about alchemy as like the transforming of our ourselves, transforming ourselves into immortal beings, which we are. Right? I feel as I'm saying that we don't actually need to transform ourselves into immortal beings, because we are immortal beings. We've always been immortal beings. But the more that you learn about alchemy, you come into the remembrance of that. And again, that's what this message is about. This message is about the remembrance of the magic that you already hold. If you've been on this spiritual journey, if you are undergoing a spiritual awakening, or you simply recognize that you are in a healing stage, alchemy is taking place in your life. There are parts of your life that are falling away. There are ideas and beliefs that you have that you are transforming. And that is really what this message is about. And I want to, because I'm not going to make this long, but I want to get into the message of Isis that came through. And the message that came was Serpent of Fire. The Serpent of Fire relates to our Kundalini. And as I was doing some research here, this message may be a little longer than I expected, but as I was doing some research here, one of the, I guess I would call it personality, or one of the aspects of Isis is Nephthys. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Nephthys. Now, Nephthys is in some texts, Nephthys is Isis. Although in some texts, Nephthys is a deity unto herself, right? But she is very much connected with the serpent. Images of her, you would see she has a headband with a cobra coiled around it. And this snake is representative of your Kundalini energy, which you can activate, which would result in the changing of yourself, the transformation of who you are. And one of the things that was very interesting to me in my research here is that in some images of Nephthys is showing her behind Isis, like she's depicted or spoken of in some texts as the sister of Isis, and she's standing behind Isis, almost in her shadow. But what I really appreciated about this is that she's not the shadow of Isis, she is the shadow. She is the veiled aspect of the goddess Isis. And so I thought that was really interesting. I just wanted to add that in. But let's get back to the message of the Serpent of Fire. Right, this message, this serpent, this headpiece of Isis, or this headpiece of Nephthys, represents your inner fire serpent, or your Kundalini, as it rises in accordance with your spiritual growth and your empowerment. So one of the things that's really important for you at this time, as you're going through this transformation, as you are alchemizing your life, is that you are becoming much more powerful spiritually. And with that power is also coming more responsibility. Your words, your actions, your intentions are much more potent than they were before, and therefore it may be necessary for you to temper your behavior or simply be much more aware of the things that you're saying, how you're behaving, the actions that you're taking, because the effect is going to be grander. There's an example that says, in the same way that a drop of water causes less movement than a tsunami, your emotions and your words have a much bigger effect because of the energy behind them, because the serpent of fire is awakening, because your kundalini is rising. And Isis, the goddess Isis and or Nephthys, whichever one resonates with you more strongly, can help you manage this process, can help you manage this process of alchemy, can help you manage the process of this increased energy. Another message that came forward is that because of this growth, because of this spiritual growth, because of this the increased energy behind you, you are being advised to not underestimate your spiritual power at this time, because underestimating it could cause harm, not only to you, but to other people. And I think that just goes along with really being mindful at this time about your words, your thoughts, your actions, and the intentions. You're being asked to really have an open and curious awareness of yourself, of your thoughts, of your actions. Notice them with detachment. Do not be overly attached to things at this time. And reach for clarity in all that you're doing. Reach for clarity. Your mind has a lot of power, and sending any sort of negative or vengeful thoughts, whether they be negative thoughts internally, like you were, saying something that's not positive towards yourself, or even if you're saying something negative or vengeful towards another person. As I was receiving this, I thought to myself, when I'm in the car and driving around, I can quickly snap off, right? If someone, I'm not snapping off on a person, I'm not gonna pull over and get out my car and get into any type of argument or conflict with anyone, but it's easy for me to kind of go from 0 to 100 when I'm in my car if somebody cuts me off, or it really could be something simple. But this message is stating, even in those quick and maybe seemingly small moments of anger, these can cause harm right now based on your growth, based on this expansion, this energetic and spiritual expansion that you are going through. In addition to that, the message is saying, trust what is happening. Trust the inner process of this fire, this serpent of fire, and what is being burned away from you. What things are being removed from you. What identities, what beliefs about yourself or other people, what habits, what patterns of behavior. These things that are leaving you, that are falling away just as a serpent sheds its skin, these are beneficial for you. So not resisting that can be or will be extremely beneficial for you at this time. This is a sign. This is a sign that you're growing in a profound way, and it's not something to be avoided. Instead, it's something to be embraced. It's something to be embraced as confirmation of the growth that you are experiencing. So be extremely mindful, not only about how you're speaking, the thoughts that you're having and things like that, but also this period of alchemy that you're experiencing is also helping you to come into union, right? And this is also something that has popped up for me over the last week or so in my own desire. And I apologize, y'all, for me sort of inserting myself in this reading and telling you all like what I'm doing, but this is kind of how this message has come forth for me. But this is also something that I've been seeking, is like coming into union with myself, like balancing out the masculine and feminine within me. And that is also something that the frequency of alchemy will allow you to do, is to merge all our dual aspects, the masculine and feminine, with others and also with ourselves. I actually would prefer to say to merge those dualities within ourselves, and then therefore we can do that with other people, right? Because if we can't do it with ourselves, then we can't do it outside of us. So really be mindful at this time. The imagery here is one. It references like your sacral chakra. The colors, I should say, is representative of the sacral chakra, which is linked to, of course, our sensuality, sexuality, our connection with others, and that has a freeing effect on our bodies and our minds. So really be in touch with your body, I should say. Be in touch with your body right now as well, because that is going to tell the story. That's going to tell the story for you as to what is happening to you and for you within your body, and how things are cognizing, how things are alchemizing, how you are merging, how you are becoming one within yourself. Okay. So that is your message for today. I know it was quick, and I've been gone for a little bit, but I will be back tomorrow, back to morning or afternoon reads. I'm not sure when I'll post it, but either way, there will be another message in. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to like the video, hit that thumbs up. Also, drop a comment. I would love to hear if this message connects with you in any way. It's very helpful for me to know if the messages land. If you are wanting to work with me directly, you can select the first link in the description box. It will allow you to schedule a one-on-one call with me. And if you are also looking for a spiritual community to connect with, you can select the second box in the description. That will give you access to our free spiritual community. And I think I'm going to also add some guides. So that should be the third link in the description box. Just a guide for this particular video. Information about alchemy, information about the Serpent of Fire, information about Isis and Nephthys as well. And I think that's it. So if you have reached this portion of the video and you are still listening to my voice, you are extremely unique, because I'm a reflection of you. So that means you are a cool ass person, because you found your way and you were guided right here to my spot. And I am truly thankful that you're here. With that said, I hope to talk to you next time. Peace.